AITA for embarrassing my husband in front of random strangers? My husband, 31, told me last night that his boss asked him to pick up an extra shift today because of short staffing. He said, "I'm really sorry, I have to work on Valentine's Day." It did bother me, but it is what it is. We don't do anything over the top for Valentine's Day anyways. We just have movies and cuddle and whatever. But this year is different. We have a 6-mo daughter. So it did bother me, but I just let it go. His work schedule is 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. He has worked at the same company for 9 years and his schedule has never changed and neither has his break time. I want to point this out ahead of time. So my vehicle was at the shop and it wasn't due to be done until the 16th, but he finished up today and gave me a call around 11. So I walked with my daughter to go collect my vehicle, a quarter mile, nothing big. After I grab the vehicle, I go to the gas station, which has a small restaurant inside. To my surprise, I see my husband's truck. Now, he works 45 minutes in the opposite direction, so even if it was his lunch break, which it wasn't, he wouldn't have been able to make it to this restaurant. I go inside and find him sitting at the table with his mom. Now, this shouldn't be a big issue, but him and I had just agreed to go bow contact with this woman a month ago because she physically slapped my daughter in the face and left a red mark because my daughter, who is again, 6-mo, bite down on her arm and she was cutting teeth. So I walked up to the table and asked him how work was going and he stood up and told me, "I'm sorry, I just wanted to have lunch with my mom for Valentine's Day." So I said, "You want to have lunch with the witch who slapped your infant daughter across your face? Go ahead and have your lunch, but do not come home. Go stay with mommy." There was 2 other couples sitting close by who started shooting daggers at him at his mom and one of them gasped and said "OMG" while giving my MIL dirty looks. Supposedly, I didn't see it, but this is what my husband texted me afterwards. He followed me out to my vehicle as I was walking off and said, "It's not like I'm allowing her around our daughter. I shouldn't have even had to lie to you about having lunch with my mother to begin with. All of this is fucking pathetic and then for you to embarrass me in front of the entire restaurant?" So I said, "I'd be more embarrassed that you're hanging out with a child abuser, but to each their own, and get in my vehicle and leave." I then went on to the joint bank account and froze it after seeing a $400 purchase from his mother's favorite store, an antique shop, so he clearly brought her shopping as well. I turned it off because more than half of that is my money. I work full-time as well and make $9 more in HR than he does. Anyways, I call my friend because I'm just fuming at this point because he made the agreement to go no contact with this woman and then he ditches me and his daughter on Valentine's Day with a lie about working, just to hang out with her. But my friend says I'm being the overdramatic one and that I should have just left it alone and confronted him in private. AITAH. ETA, when she slapped my daughter, I ended up leaving with my baby. She picked a fight with me when I told her to get out and therefore I left instead because she wasn't listening to me or my husband tell her to leave. He said he called the cops and they took a statement and later stated that it was word of mouth and they weren't pursuing it. I now have my doubts about him ever calling the cops.